Virgin Prunes were an Irish gothic rock band formed in 1977 and centred around Gavin Friday. They became known for their controversial and theatrical stage shows. They released 2 albums before Friday left in 1986. The remaining 3 members then became The Prunes and released 3 more albums between 1988 and 1991. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of If I Die, I Die by Virgin Prunes, or The Virgin Prunes, which was released in 1982, was their first album, and it's my first encounter with them, so I've not heard this album before. I would quite happily describe this as gothic rock in quite an 80s sort of sound. So a lot of the sounds and the production make it sound quite 80s, and just the the structuring of the music as well. It reminds me of some other stuff of the time, so I'm going to particularly reference the Icicle Works, Bauhaus, but also from a bit earlier, Gary Newman stuff. But I guess as well as the kind of goth feel, there are some punky elements in here as well. So particularly the vocals, I would say. So musically, it's kind of fairly empty and repetitive, and kind of simple chord sequences, and done with a certain amount of menace to it on purpose. Got this spacey feel. There's some fairly processed sounds at times. I particularly notice bass with processing, which is fairly unusual, but not for goth rock. There's also some interesting approaches to percussion at times, a tendency to use toms and not to use cymbals very much. It's got quite a mechanical feeling deliberately. It's not industrial, but it does have this kind of monotony, robotony kind of feel to it at times. It's slowish. And there are some discord elements in here and jangly tensions going on, all to give it this kind of feel of menace. The singing is quite unusual and dramatic. It varies between tracks as well. It's mostly quite high and quite punky, but with a kind of almost scornful droning element to it. So it reminded me a little of vocals from the Sex Pistols, but not. Just a little bit. Sometimes I find the lyrics are hard to get to hear. There seems to be a general feeling of dystopian social commentary to it, which completely fits with the musical style. And I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it a huge amount, but I enjoyed it. It has a certain kind of mad menace to it that feels authentic. It's the sort of thing that I think that some people might. Well, I'm sure some people really got into it at the time. I think it's possible that some people might really get into it now if you discover it newly. And my description here makes you think, "Ooh, that sounds interesting." It could be something that really floats your boat. So it didn't hugely float my boat, but I did quite enjoy listening to it. So that's what I think. As always, though, I'd love to know what you think of this album. So could you let me know that by leaving me a comment? And that's it from me for now.